And Mark, what's the upshot, in your opinion, of what Jonathan Manello said?
Well, his battered and bruised body, and additionally that he indicated immediately that he fought in self-defense. So, as Jane indicates, I mean, it does have both sides, but, you know, does he believe that he was protecting his life and he shot somebody in self-defense, or was he cold and calculated? But I think that the bigger issue is going to be, because we all know that people can react differently depending upon who they are. We all don't act the same. The biggest thing, though, is you've got confirmation of the battered and bruised body, which is the person who took the picture. So I think that is going to be the biggest part of it. I don't think he's going to be a make-it-or-break-it witness.
And it's the context, Jane. His wife testified earlier, Jonathan Manello, Jean, and she seemed to suggest, what, that Zimmerman was the aggressor? Is that right?
Well, listen, there have been now well over half a dozen witnesses, all of whom saw fragments, Wolf, and that is the problem. It's a dark, rainy night. Everybody is seeing fragments along a timeline that's intercepted by 911 calls and screams and various commotions. So, is there, let's say, in darkness and in rain, reasonable doubt? I think that's possibly the key question here.
And Mark, as you see the situation as it stands right now, we're wrapping up week 1 of this trial. Where does it stand?
Well, I think that the state started off very strong. I've been very impressed with the quality of the prosecutors, but I think as we're seeing it now, they feel like they have to put on the full case so they don't lose credibility in front of the jurors. They know the defense is going to be putting these witnesses on anyway, but I think they've taken some big blows. These are witnesses that were going to come out, and they seem to be towards the end of this, that we're seeing on the timeline witnesses, more helping the defense than they would be helping the prosecution. Because remember, we have to keep going to that standard. It's not kind of like, who do you kind of believe? The state has to prove this beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. And that is such a strict standard. When there's confusion and conflict amongst witnesses, that typically sides with the defense, as it should be, as our Constitution dictates.
Mark NeJame is going to be with us throughout the day. So will Jane Velez-Mitchell. She's going to be, of course, reporting later on our show on our sister network, HLN. I'll be back 5 p.m. Eastern in the Situation Room. Much more coverage on this and all the day's important news. But Brooke Baldwin picks up our special coverage of the George Zimmerman trial right now.